We're so excited to have you, Cristina. This is a story of incredible resiliency and transformation. And I'm just thrilled to dig in with you and hear more about it. So tell us and share with our Soul Stirred audience, where does your story begin?
Yeah, there's so many chapters to it, right? And so it always feels like it began one place, but then I'm like, maybe it began here, and it kind of continues to move and progress as things change. But I really think for me, it really started at 17. So I come from a single mom, one older sibling, a sister, and at 17, I wasn't just yet done with high school, but ended up needing to move out on my own, and just kind of start life, right? And finish school and all those things. And I didn't know it then, but now in my late 30s, I've realized like, oh, that was a moment for me. That was a big pivotal step to understand the life I needed to create for myself, instead of just kind of sitting back and sometimes woe is me, right? We get stuck in that victim kind of mindset. And I've had many of those freaking moments, believe me. But then just that was a pivotal moment to say, okay, like I'm 17. I need to work full time. I need to create a life for myself. I didn't know what that meant by any means, but I just knew looking around, I didn't want it to be what I grew up with. My mom is wonderful. It was nothing like that, but we struggled. Sometimes we didn't have rent. Times we didn't have a car. We didn't have food all the time. It was just shit like that I was like, I don't want this. And so there was all these things that happened definitely early on, but at 17, it just kind of clicked. And then it was like, okay, you got to make a decision. And that decision for me was, how can I just get through what life gave me and use it to just really push myself forward and make mistakes, because that's what we do, but learn from those mistakes to really create the life I knew I wanted and ultimately deserved.
Yeah, amen, sister. Seriously, and what you're saying is such deep wisdom. Are you saying you kind of knew that somehow at
Yes.
17?
Yes. So my whole life, everyone has called me an old soul. Like I just am like tethered to like that old part of me, and I'm like love it and hate it because I think it made me grow up really fast. It made me my surroundings just caused it, right? Like my environment just created it. I feel like I've always just had this like old soul in this intuition, and when I act on it, it's usually pretty good. But obviously, like, do you think I was like perfect at 17? Hell no. I partied all the time. It was great. I lived on my own in high school. Like, it was the best time ever. But I also worked full time. I still graduated. I still had good grades. I still went to college, but it wasn't the stereotypical path, I guess. And so I just knew that it was never going to be that for me. And so I better make some decisions and figure out how to navigate this, because it never felt like it was going to be a smooth path.